Chapter 11. The Elements of Harmony. The six had reached the top of the stairs. A dead end? Trixie questioned, seeing that they could go no further. You've got to be kidding me. Maybe there's a secret passageway? Flare suggested unsurely. I guess. Princess Celestia did say she's fond of secret passageways. Trixie pointed out, everybody, look for any... Before Trixie could finish it, the wall spun around, swinging the six as a castle. Maud was standing next to a candle that had been pulled out. I found it. As they entered the room, they saw there were no entrances into this room, other than the secret passageway. This meant that this was a secret room entirely. Granted, there were 3 small windows on either side of the room to allow natural light in, but there were several mirrors in the room that reflected the light in a way that lit up the room even in moonlight. The center of the room was a stand that had 5 hard stones. We may have found what it be to beat our enemy, Sakura said. It seems to me that these are the elements of harmony. Rocks? That's our goal? Thunderlane questioned. What's your problem, Destiny? We came all the way out here for rocks? That's very close to what Rarity said when she got her cutie mark, Maud said. Besides, what's wrong with rocks? Those stones is what they appear to be. Activating them is the key, Sakura said. Trixie used her magic sight to see what was magic in the stones. It was faint, but evident that it was the same magic for the crystal tree they found. And like the crystal tree, the magic was pulsating in sync. There was something different about the pulsations, different from the tree's pulsations, but she couldn't figure out what it was. You 6 have impressed me yet again. I didn't expect you to come out so soon. The 6 saw that nightmare moon had appeared from a cloud of mist. I also didn't expect you to find this room on your own. I had intended to have my shadowboats teleport you here when you arrived. Nightmare Moon! The 6 exclaimed in unison. In the flesh, Nightmare Moon said, but I believe I sent my shadowboats to give you an offer. Have you thought about that offer, and what you desire? I'll even make answering simple. Choose me, then all you need is to come to me. If you don't choose me, then take the elements. Choose wisely. A teal glow slowly lit within the eyes of the 6 as their desires came to the forefront of their minds. Trixie is performing on stage, but not just any stage. She was performing none other than the Lux House Horse Hotel in Las Pegasus. Each magic trick was flawless. Each illusion captivated the audience, and each story ended with thunderous applause from every pony in the sold-out venue. Trixie knew that this would be the case for each and every magic show she performed. Thunderlane was Captain of Wonderbolts, his skill being recognized and surpassing even that of the Great Spitfire. He has performed the perfect shows for audiences and has commanded battles with record-low numbers of casualties of both sides. He always leads the battles he commands, assuring that anyone gets to the saddles, they had to go through him first. And Thunderlane knew this would be the case for every show and battle he commanded. Maud Pine was in front of the class as their professor. She learned all there was to know about rocks. She had earned every degree there was to earn about rocks, and now she's teaching future generations all about rocks. And though she does have the tenure, she doesn't need it since she's too valuable to let go. And Maud knew that this would be the case for every class she taught. Sakura was a master shaman, known through Equestria and Zabrika. Her apothecary had been known to have medicines for any ailment. Her knowledge and wisdom were sought after from many races around the world. And she would accept them all. She could never turn down a customer in need, and that customer would leave happy, as Sakura knew that this would be the case for every customer who saw her service. Flares travels Equestria, spreading joy wherever she goes. Sometimes it's individuals, sometimes it's entire cities at a time, but most of the time, it's just for fun. Flares knew that would be the case for anyone who needs a smile on their face. DJ Pone 3 was DJing at her new 24-hour nightclub. She was playing a new mix that was a hit with the crowd. Lights were flashing, music was booming, and dancers were dancing. And Final knew that this would be the case for. An image of Octavian Silver Spoon appeared in Final's mind. Sook! 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 5 of the 6 were distracted from their fantasies by the sound of Final hitting their head against the wall. What? Why does she phone thunk have thunk to be thunk so thunk cool? Final said in between thunks. She stopped her president of a woodpecker and stood in front of her confession. I have a sister and niece, and my deepest desire is for my niece to grow up in a world where she's safe. And that desire can't be fulfilled if I betray Equestria. A pulsating maroon light lifted on her neck, and it was a rainbow appeared in Flares' mind. Rainbow's been by my side through thick and thin, Flares said. I didn't change even when my personality did. I love seeing ponies smile. I love it when I'm the one to bring smiles to their faces. But a world of eternal night, there'd be no reason for ponies to smile. Okay, that's laughter. Final sounds like kindness is coming up. An image of rainbow flares appeared in her mind, in Sakura's mind. I love to give ponies the help they need. That is my desire, an honorable deed, Sakura said. But if I side with you, that this can't come true. So I turned down your offer, but let me say thank you. A pulsating aquamarine light appeared on her legs. Generosity. An image of Rarity and Sleebell and her sisters appeared in Maud's mind. I cannot side with you, Maud said simply. To side with you, I become evil. I can't be evil without lying to myself. Honesty! A pulsating green light appeared in her hose. An image of rumble appeared in Thunderlane's mind. I may desire to be the captain of Wonderbolts, but that desire is not for glory, Thunderlane said. My desire is to ensure that all of Equestria is safe. Being captain of the Wonderbolts is simply the best way to do that. It's a means to an end, not the end in itself. I fight battles so others don't have to get hurt. And preferably, I would like a peaceful solution is made. I want an Equestria that's safe for my little brother to grow up in. If I side with you, I betray the safety of Equestria. And there's loyalty. A pulsating golden light appeared on wings. 5 pulsating lights were in sync with each other. The image of Oculus appeared in Trixie's mind. As they were playing with her new friends, demons are dying in bed. I am the great and powerful Trixie! So of course I dream of greatness, said the great and powerful Trixie said. But no matter how powerful, how great Trixie becomes, the greatness means nothing without her daughter there with her. There's no way for my dream to come true if I side with you. Because the fear and hatred that you're causing is what's killing her. It may already be too late. But I can't let that thought get me now. Not when the great and powerful Trixie is close to saving her. A pulsating purple light appeared above Trixie's head. The pulsating of the other 5 lights was feeding into the pulsating of Trixie's light. And I'm guessing Trixie is egotism. Try again. Oh, yeah, silly me. Let's see. Well, it's obviously modesty. Okay, now you're just messing with Trixie. You're right. There's magic. If you think you can harness the power of the elements of harmony against me, then you're certainly mistaken, Nightmare Moon said. Then she reared up on her hind legs before stomping down again, the shockwave shattering the element stones and causing the 6 lights to vanish. I must admit, the 6 of you impressed me once again. But as you can see, I made sure to be prepared for this outcome. Now you just learn how wrong the choice you made. You big meanie, Flares shouted before taking off like a bullet and tackling Nightmare Moon, surprising the others. It wasn't a shout that surprised him, however. It wasn't Fluttershy attacking Nightmare Moon either. It wasn't the fact that he seemingly successfully tackled Nightmare Moon. It's laughter that came afterward. There's no better way to get rid of a meanie than to make them stop being so mean, Flare says she tickled Nightmare Moon, the same way she did with the Manticore. And there's no better way to get somebody to stop being mean than to get to the laugh. You insolent fool! Nightmare Moon said between laughs. Does she summon her magic to create a shockwave, the force causing flares to go into a wall? The little harm came to flares from the impact, and only because the prosthetic hind legs took most of the damage. They still seemed to function at least partially, but the movement was slow, and gears ground against each other, causing sparks to fly with each movement. The pulsating pink light reappeared, summoning the shards of one of the element stones and reforming them into a necklace around her neck. The necklace had a pink crystal in the shape of Flares' cueing mark. Okay, once again, I'll always remember how when Flares called it a cueing mark, I did kind of roll my eyes a little. But now it's gone into my lexicon. Sakura went over to check on Flutters. Despite the minor injuries to her, she did have a few cuts and scrapes here and there. They were minor enough, though. Your access costs us all the bulk, Sakura said. But I must ask, are you okay? Can you walk? Sakura held Flares to her hooves. She could walk but slowly. She was in pain. There was a gash on her left flank where skin met a slightly bent piece of metal from her prosthetics. Noting this, Sakura took off her cloak with tore off strips, which she wrapped around Flares' hindquarters to act as a bandage, as well as several layers to protect from the bent piece of metal. So the bent metal went from being problematic to helping by putting pressure on the wound. Flares, however, was saddened at seeing Sakura tear up a cloak. Sakura, isn't that your favorite cloak? Flares asked. The one you said you made from a blanket you had as a child? I am, but that's literally how I feel. It has served me well, but your injury is real, Sakura said, unable to keep a tear from escaping her eye. The pulsating aquamarine light reappeared, summoning the shards of one of the element stones and reforming them into bangles around her legs. The bangles had aquamarine crystals in the shape of Sakura's glyph mark. The results of your actions were not the best, but the elements formed a necklace that's on your chest. Sakura had a warm feeling. Flares had a warm feeling earlier. She didn't think any of it. But she looked down, and there it was. A necklace of gold with her key mark in the crystal. Since he noticed Sakura's two pieces of jewelry as well. Looks like I'm not the only one who decided to accessorize, Flares said, pointing to Sakura's golden bangles. Sakura, like Flares, had a warm feeling in her legs, but thought nothing of it. But she realized now the warm sensation was the magic of her element of harmony. For Flares, it was focused on her heart. For Sakura, with her athletic prowess, the element was focused on the muscles in her leg. While Sakura was tending to Flares, the rest of the group were dealing with Nightmare Moon. Is there any way we can reach a compromise? Thunderlane asked, trying to negotiate with Nightmare Moon. You could join me, and I won't punish you for your insolence, Nightmare Moon said. That's not a compromise, Thunderlane said. You're not giving up anything that has a little satisfaction in that arrangement. You're all warrior, Nightmare Moon pointed out. Compromise is not in your nature. I may be part of the military, but I'm a pacifist at heart. Maybe that should be kindness instead. Thunderlane said as a warm sensation filled his wings. The pulsating golden light appeared, summoning shards of the stone to one of the element stones. I said, I am, as you put, a warrior. I gave you a chance to compromise, so I won't have to feel guilty for putting my military skills to use. Then that means Vinyl is... God, sometimes I love that loyalty test. Thunderlane then charged, and Nightmare Moon's swings outstretched. Nightmare Moon did the same. As they swiped each other, a thin line appeared on Nightmare Moon's cheek. Though it did say, Nightmare Moon was more surprised and pained. That Pegasus somehow cut her. She looked back to see the Pegasus had now donned weapons from out of nowhere. The element stones were reformed with Thunderlane's wings into wing blades. The wing blades had golden crystals in the shape of Thunderlane's key mark. Seriously, Trix? I gotta figure out how to buy a pair of those. No, what you want to do is figure out how they work. Yeah, I know. Sometimes they drive me crazy. An element of harmony? Nightmare Moon questioned. That's impossible! I destroyed the elements of harmony! You destroyed a bunch of rocks, Maud replied, warm sensation in her hooves. There's nothing making those rocks special. They were just limestone with a bit of quartz. Nightmare Moon was infuriated at the claim. The elements weren't just rocks. In a quick motion, Nightmare Moon attacked the Earth Pony. She was satisfied when her hoof hit nothing. You know, I could have made one suggestion about this joke. Have Maud take a bite out of one of the broken stones. She then turned her head when she heard a tapping on the back. You missed me, Maud said. Now behind her, Nightmare Moon spun around to swipe at the pony again. Once again, she wasn't there. You're so easy to predict, Maud said, now standing on Nightmare Moon's back. The pulsing green light reappeared, summoning the stars of one of the element stones. Nightmare Moon, rather than attack it correctly, turned her body into ethereal mist, tracked the Earth Pony while away to escape. She didn't know how the Earth Pony was doing what she was doing, but she was certain it was related to her Earth Pony magic. The mist form nullified all magic except her own. Maud then punched Nightmare Moon out of her mist form. Nightmare Moon now got knocked back in her solid form, freed Maud. The shards reformed around Maud's hooves, forming gauntlets. The gauntlets had green crystals in the shape of Maud's cutie mark. Another element? Nightmare Moon asked, anger and surprise slightly succumbing to her. Don't you get it, Moonbrat? Vile asked, feeling warm sensation around her necks. The Fox you roll were never the elements in the first place. Do you really think that things like feelings can take a physical form? Well, technically, Trixie began. Not helping, Trixie, Vile said as the pulsating moonlight appeared. My point is, the elements are like arrows. Doesn't matter what bow you use to shoot them, any bow will do. Lost entirely, Nightmare Moon began before getting back on track. She grabbed Vile by her neck using her magic, a famous smile forming on her lips. You know what? I think you talk too much. Let's fix that. Nightmare Moon then tore herself to choke her to add to the final's voice synthesizer, revealing an old burn scar on her neck. She then crushed it with her magic, making it unrecognizable as anything other than scrap metal. Final then started to move her lips frantically, but no sound came out. What was that? I'm afraid I can't hear you. Perhaps you should try to speak up. Nightmare Moon taunted. Final tried to speak again, but only succeeded in getting out a rasping sound, which ended up being more of a gurgling as Final started coughing up blood. There was a hint of sympathy in Nightmare Moon's expression. Your vocal cords must have been damaged beyond even magical repair. Perhaps taking away your voice was a little too torturous for me to do. The pulsating maroon light summoned shards from the element zone and reformed around her neck in the form of a choker. Choker had a maroon crystal in the shape of File's key mark. As the element appeared on File's neck, Nightmare Moon dropped her in shock at sight. No! Not you too! Nightmare Moon said. Well, duh, File said. Hey, I got my voice back. It doesn't even sound like it's coming through an old-timey radio anymore. Yeah, thank goodness. Thank goodness. It was hard keeping that voice straight, you know. Don't forget about us, Flare says. She and Sakura returned to the group. Flare's kept herself airborne because of her injury and damage to her prosthetics. No, this is impossible! Nightmare Moon exclaimed, or expressed it out of fear. Then she realized something that dispersed that fear. There are only 5 of you, and the elements are useless without the element of magic. Are you really that tense? Trixie spoke up. First of all, you got it backward. The truth explains why magic is missing from the set. The other 5 elements aren't useless without the element of magic. The element of magic is useless without the other 6. The element of magic is a combination of the other 5. You know, can I just say, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole lesson, of the whole legend. I love it when a good legend has a good twist like that. You know, double meaning. Makes you actually want to think. And saying that the other 5 will reveal the 6. A spark will reveal the 6th element. I love that because it does say that basically it's only there until somebody can truly reveal themselves. Only when you got things like friendship and harmony can you truly express yourself. And Twilight only truly became a complete pony when she had her friends. So in a sense, Twilight revealed herself fully. And I love that about that legend. And that made the elements seem more special. It really did tie into the theme of the show. As Maud said, the rocks you destroyed were just that. Rocks, Trixie continued. The magic I saw to them was just an echo. They had ceased to be in the elements even before we arrived. That's why the energy I saw in them was different. It was just a few drops of water in an empty bucket. The magic of the elements is all around us. I think it's a creative force in this world. When I saw that crystal tree, the magic I saw was the tree taking in that magic. The tree didn't have to absorb the prism, splitting the magic into several different types. In the past, those different magics were transferred into what you recognize as the elements of harmony, those 5 stones. But I believe the elements chose us to act as their conduit. As for the element of magic, it's the combination of the other forms of magic acting in harmony with each other. The element of magic isn't an element like the other 5, but rather a lens they use to combine once again into a harmonious state. The elements are a reflection of ponies, and we work best when we work together in harmony. What is harmony between ponies? Friendship! The pulsing purple light reappeared. The magic coming from the other 5 began to condense into a tiara on Trixie's head. Tiara 2 had 2 versions of the magical trail that acted as a background around to Trixie's cutie mark. Mirroring each other and converging in the center that held a magic wand with a purple 6-pointed star-shaped crystal at the top, the same from her cutie mark. Trixie grabbed the magic wand, detaching it from the tiara and holding it like a proper magic wand. Friendship is harmony, and harmony is magic. And that means... title drop! Friendship is magic! The 5 elements sent beams of magic into the wand. Once the wand focused into a single beam, Trixie then pointed the wand forward, striking Nightmare Moon with a rainbow beam to engulf the dark unicorn. Well, alicorn.